This is my automatic farm setup in vanilla Minecraft. I posted a short the other day, and I want to make a longer video that goes into more detail on each part of this farm. But if I were to make a block by block tutorial for this, it would be like a 4-hour long video for you guys because there's just a bunch of different parts, right? If I end up making a full tutorial, it'll be probably like 8 or 9 different videos, one on each section. Because there's a big difference. If you want them to farm wheat, it's a different setup and it takes a lot more time. You have to mess around with getting their inventory clear and filling it up with seeds. Otherwise, they start making bread and then they throw bread to each other and then you got babies running around everywhere. This is a pain to get done. If I make a full tutorial, it'll probably be on this just to help people figure it out. The carrots and potatoes are really easy to figure out. There's a lot of guides on auto potato farms in Minecraft. The whole thing is just a circle. If you don't know how to make a circle in Minecraft, it could be tough if you're just trying to do it, you know, with your like freestyle just on your own. But there's a lot of websites out there that will give you the exact numbers for everything. All you have to tell them is how big of a cross you want the circle. I'm pretty sure mine was 31, but it might have been 30. I remember I had to change it. I made it a little bigger. It doesn't have to be exactly the same size as mine. The whole point is we just need enough space to give the farmers their own areas, and then for the collection system in the middle. And the chickens were kind of just an afterthought. I have so many eggs now that I'm probably going to let these guys go. I don't need any more eggs. The Allays, if you don't know how they work, you give them an item, and they will fly around looking for that item when it's on the ground, and then they pick it up. And if you're in the area without a note block system like this, they'll just throw it to you. But if you set up a note block collection system like this, they try to throw it at the note block, the trapdoors block it, and then they fall in the hopper and go into the collection system underneath. And then you see here, like, I don't have hoppers all the way around. I wanted some grass with some flowers in the center so that the bees would be attracted to the flowers in the center. And when they fly over crops, they have a chance to bone meal your crops, which just makes everything grow faster. So sometimes there's eggs that just sit there and they'll despawn because I don't have an Allay collecting eggs because I don't really need eggs, right? I already have like 3 double chests full of eggs. That's more than enough for a single player survival world. Unless you're like role playing as a baker that makes cakes all day or something. I don't know why you'd need an endless supply of eggs. But yeah, just on the outside, I just have beehives, nothing, no collection systems or anything. I'm going to build a separate farm for honey and, what's it called? Beeswax, honeycomb. These are just for the aesthetics and to get the bees flying around to pollinate everything. Let's look underneath real quick. The collection system. It's this one. It's not pretty. I'm just learning how to do all this stuff on my own here. Following tutorials and stuff. So right above us is that collection system in the middle. There is a etho hopper clock here that rings the bell. Here, actually, we can check that out real quick. Which one is it? Musical blocks. There we go. So you hear that. Boom. That's what the Allays are focusing on right now. And as long as that's going, they'll keep throwing their items at that collection system in the center. But I don't like that noise, so I usually end up turning this down. And I use the etho hopper clock because then you could put a longer timer on that note block so it isn't constant dome, 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 dome. You know, like some of them, that's just way too annoying. There's probably a simpler way to set this up. I was just putting together what I could with my limited redstone skills. So your items come down these hoppers. They go into a dropper, which is powered by a clock. And, you know, every time one of the items comes into the dropper, it spits it out into the water stream system. That's what all of this is here. See, it's kind of dark and scary. But the water streams carry it down over to this other dropper clock, which shoots it up into the shed. up there. And let's go look at that now. And this is bulk storage. So when I point this out in a couple minutes, that's what I'm talking about. It's messy. I haven't organized it yet. But it works. And it's almost full already. Okay, so water streams are underneath here. They carry everything over to the shed. And then I haven't spent too much time designing this properly. I need to figure out a better way. I had a door right here, but the villagers were walking in and they were either getting stuck in the bubble column here, or they were just sucking up all the potatoes and carrots and throwing them around to each other and, you know, making more villagers. So I had to put trapdoors because that stopped them from getting back there. And if you look, the bubble column comes up from underneath. There isn't water everywhere because the new shelves here stop the water from spilling out, which is pretty cool. And we still have room to walk around back here, so it's like a little maintenance hatch. The water stream goes up and over on top of all the hoppers. First, the hopper's priority is to fill up the shelves here. Once all the shelves are full, the extra goes into here. And like I said in the video, this step isn't even necessary. I just wanted more life in here. You know, this guy's really cool. He walks around, he makes noises. So he takes all the extra stuff that doesn't fit on the shelves and just carries it over here, which this is... That's weird. That should have drained down, right? But this is just a item filter that goes down to that bulk storage down there. We could probably... I'm thinking I might redesign this and have 4 chests right here. That way he can filter all my items for me instead of just putting them into one. Because it's a big mess down there right now. But if we set it up with 4, you know, 1 for each crop and then the eggs, then he'll just take each thing and put it in its own chest and it'll get sorted into its separate storage downstairs. So that's it. That's it for the crops. And then the powered shelf thing, hopefully we all know by now, when the shelves are powered, it switches your hotbar with whatever's there. So you can just grab, you know, a bunch of crops, go sell them to your villagers, come back and grab your stuff and go about your day. And then the hoppers are going to refill those stacks so they'll be full again the next time you come. That's it for that farm setup, the one from the short that I posted. But that's not my whole farm. Let's take a look at a couple more cool things that are here. This is the Ethical Wool Farm by Hey It's Emmy. I just posted a short on this today. Oh, I'm holding wheat. That's why they're freaking out. I think this is the best wool farm in Minecraft, hands down. It looks cooler than when they're trapped in the little cubes. You don't need a bunch of observers. It's just dispensers and a calibrated skulk sensor, so it's actually cheaper to make than the other way. It's not as efficient, but if you're just playing in a single player world, how much wool do you need? You know, I have so much already from this one farm that I have all of these market stalls stocked full with all the different colors and like 3 double chests of each color underneath here already. And I've only been running that farm for a few weeks. Grab some carrots real quick. Okay. I love this farm. Her video has like 700 views or something. It needs to have 50 million. Like every wool farm in Minecraft should be like this. It's so aesthetic. It's so awesome. And you see how it works? When the sheep eat, the skulk sensor hears and fires off all the dispensers, and then the minecarts collect it. And actually, I don't like the sound of these minecarts, you know, especially for the farm vibe. So I think I might do like a minecart collection system where I have like 2 or 3 of them right underneath the farm that suck everything up and it doesn't have to be moving. Omledu, O-M-L-E-D-U, he has a really good guide on those systems for Bedrock. Okay, and last, I have upstairs hidden melon and a pumpkin farm. Again, this one isn't pretty, but I can just show you real quick. Pumpkins, melons. The melons go into the auto crafter, crafts them up. Hopper lines that lead down to those shelves, and the shelves just get filled up automatically. So I can walk up, grab a stack of pumpkins, sell them real quick. You know, you'll have like 2 or 3 left. You can come back, switch them back, and then it'll refill that stack. I like that. The shelves on the side don't have hoppers, so if you want, you could put trapdoors or whatever there. I just kind of like the shelf pillar idea, you know, since the shelves are new. I'm kind of using them way too much lately. Dudes. Don't you mess with my sheep. Sorry. Sorry about that. I love dogs, but we gotta protect our flock, right? Okay, put that thing back. That's it, guys. I was trying to figure out how to make this video so that it wasn't 4 hours long. And I hope this was enough to at least get you guys some ideas, you know, maybe some inspiration on what you can do with your world with these systems. It's a lot of fun figuring this kind of stuff out to me. And you probably feel the same way if you're watching my videos. Until next time, I'll see you guys around. I was holding off on this video because I wanted to wait until I had a tree I'm working on right here. I have a design for a really cool looking cherry tree that uses the new pale oak logs, basalt, and tuff, and then the cherry leaves, and it looks really cool. But I'm not quite there yet to build it in survival, so maybe next time. But until next time, see you guys around. Have a good one.